Hello everyone, welcome to another Genshin Impact video. This one's gonna be rather special as, well, I'm about to hit AR 60, and for the occasion, I thought why not look back and just look at some of the accomplishments I've made, plus how I've gotten there. Gonna be looking at the characters I've gotten, and hopefully have some pretty cool stories to tell. So before we actually hit AR 60, let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, what I wanted to do was show you guys my entire wishing history, but apparently if you don't keep track of that yourself, it simply disappears. But I guess I will do my best to recollect my wishing history. Oh boy, that's gonna be tough. There's a lot of characters here. Okay, so the first 5-star I've ever gotten was actually Hu Tao, and this was because I remember watching Erzak's stream where he pulled for Hu Tao and Hu Tao's weapon while interviewing the voice actor for Hu Tao. And I'm not gonna lie, boy, this is where the gambling addiction began, okay? I'm gonna lie to you. So yeah, we got 2 copies of Hu Tao plus a weapon, and I can't remember if I lost any of the 50/50s, to be honest, but yeah, definitely wailed for this one. Okay, just for some extra context, I've pulled up this banner history. So I started the game in 4.0, which means, you know, I had to skip all these banners because I was new, but this is kind of really where it started. So obviously phase 1 was Nuvolette and Hu Tao. This is when I got my Hu Tao. And then the next patch was Wriothesley and Venti. I had actually pulled for Venti, and as you can see, I still was really new to the game and didn't really realize how optional constellations were, and I thought that the 3 arrows was super cool, so I got that. Didn't get the weapon though, so that's good. Okay, moving on to 4.2, we had Farina and Baiju in phase 1. I wanted Farina, and I think I did get her C1, yes. And I did get her weapon. Hey, editing blue here. I just wanted to say that, you know, in my early days of Genshin, I really just didn't like pulling a character without also pulling the weapon. Like, it just felt like every character should have the weapon. You know, I kind of still feel that way, but obviously it's a very expensive way to feel. And so, yeah, I realized that quickly. So, you know, same situation as Hu Tao. I skipped Baiju, I skipped Ayato. I believe I pulled for Sino here. So let me show you. Yeah, Sino is definitely the unit I regret pulling the most, because I use him the least. Not much to say about that. I just thought he was a really cool looking character. Moving on to 4.3, let's see here. We have Navia and Ayaka. Yeah, I think this is the banner phase I probably spent the most on, so let's get into that. So for Navia, okay, good, I didn't get any constellations, but I did also get her weapon twice. I got her weapon twice, which was very unfortunate. But yeah, her story really made me want to pull her. I also got Ayaka during that time, as well as the Mistsplitter, which is currently on Skirk. No constellations here, thank God. Raiden Shogun, I think I skipped her? Maybe not. I can't remember if I got Raiden here or... Okay, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I do believe I got Raiden Shogun during this banner. It's so hard to remember that one. I don't know why. Just know I could have gotten her at a later banner. I'll let you know if I remember. But yeah, no constellations, no weapon, just the unit. Okay, 4.4. This is definitely when I got Nahida. I knew I really wanted Nahida because at the time she was one of the best characters. So I got Nahida here. I skipped Xian Yun, skipped Zhao and Yaimiko, not Miku. But let's take a look at my Nahida. Yeah, so by this point I was well aware not to go for weapons, and as you can see, no constellations, just Nahida herself. Moving on to 4.5. Wow, this is actually when we got the Mondstadt Chronicle banner. Interesting. I think I skipped all of these except for Kazuha, because also at the time, he was one of the most overpowered characters. So if we take a look at my Kazuha, we could see I just pulled him, nothing else. And moving swiftly on to 4.6. I believe the 4.6 developer livestream revealed that Wanderer was going to be in the patch, and so I skipped Arlecchino and Linny because Wanderer is my favorite character. And so yeah, I did pull him. No constellations or anything, no weapon. At some point, I must have lost the 50/50 to Wriothesley's weapon, so I just equipped that on him. I named him Aprilis after my Destiny 2 OC. On to 4.7, I think I skipped all of these banners. I think I skipped legit all of these banners, so nothing to cover here. I either skipped all of them or I got Farina C1 during this time, I can't quite remember. However, in 4.8, Nilou reran. and I really loved Nilu. Nilu is the character that got me to play this game because my friend had her as a profile picture. I was like, whoa, that's a cool looking character. Still kind of reminds me of that friend. So let's take a look at Nilu. I actually did not have this sword. I only got this sword recently, so I was rocking like this probably. And yeah, finally got that HP sword recently though. No constellations, no weapon. Unfortunately, getting Nilu meant I had to skip Yelan, which would have been so good for my account because obviously I have a Hu Tao. And yeah, I'm still waiting for a Yelan rerun to this day. But moving on to 5.0, pretty sure, yeah, I skipped all of these. So we could just move to 5.1. Shilonin. So I remember having such a tough time in 5.1 because Shilonin and Chiori were running at the same time. Obviously they fulfill similar roles, and you know, the only Geo DPS I had at the time was Navia, and so it was kind of hard to pick a support I wanted for her. But eventually I learned that Shilonin would be the better choice because she's simply just, you know, better. Power creep goes crazy, right? Also at this time, Nahida and Hu Tao would have a rerun. I would not wish for either of them. Moving on to 5.2, Chaska, Linny, Nuvolette, and Zhongli. I rolled for Chaska because she was my favorite character at the time from the Natlan teaser trailer, so thought she was super cool, so I did roll for her. Nothing special though. No constellations, no weapon. And I believe this is also when I got Nuvolette. No weapon, no constellations. 5.3, okay, this one's pretty interesting. In phase 1, Mawika and Silali ran. It was very hard to choose between them, but I eventually went for Mawika because, as we can see later in the patch, we were having a Leeway Chronicle banner, and I knew I wanted to get Ganyu from that because she's one of my favorite characters. And who's a good support for Ganyu? Well, Mawika. If you have a Ganyu, I would definitely recommend doing a melt with Mawika. As for Ganyu, I couldn't afford to get anything more for her. Just herself, and yeah, that's it. No weapon, no constellations. 5.4 banners roll around, and as you can see, nothing too enticing for me. I guess I could have gone for Risley, but I was mostly saving. 5.5, Varesa, Sanyun, Shilonin, Venti. Yeah, I just skipped all these too, wow. So I skipped 5.4 and 5.5, that's kind of insane. And looking at 5.6, it looks like I also skipped 5.6 entirely. So 5.4 to 5.6, I just skipped them all. And this actually brings us to this patch in 5.7 where I got Skirk. And yeah, just Skirk, no constellations, no weapon either. And yeah, that's pretty much all my history. Obviously I didn't go over the lost 50/50s because why would I? Do you guys want to see my constellations on these guys? I guess I could show them. Alright, so for Kaching, just C0 for now. I remember I got her as my free unit when Genshin's anniversary was around. And Jean, also C0. Chi-Chi, C2. Lost to Chi-Chi a couple times. Baiju, C0. Mona, C1. Dea, C2. So the constellations aren't too high. Oh, I forgot about Diluc. Diluc, C1. Tainari, C0. As you can see, constellations are not too high on the standard units. Oh wait, shoot. Linny. I forgot about Linny. When did I get Linny? Hold on. Because I did get Linny at some point, so let's rewind a bit. When did I get Linny? I definitely did not get him when he initially came out, so that's out of the question. I don't think I got him here either. Oh no, I did get him here. Okay, I remember now. I got him in 4.6. Okay, almost forgot that. Because I remember complaining about not being able to get Wanderer because I got Linny. I did eventually get Wanderer though. It just took a bit. Alright. History corrected. Okay. Okay, so now that we're done with the wishing history, I thought I'd go over some of the strongest character builds I've made. So let's start with the very first 5-star I got. Her stats are pretty nice. In my opinion, 220 EM, 70 crit rate over 180, that's a pretty good ratio. I'm sure it could be better, but I'm super happy with it. We're rocking Witch of Flames, if you're interested. Okay, next let's look at Ganyu's stats. So we have 73 over 200, which is pretty nice. My Ganyu is actually better than my Hu Tao, which is insane. But yeah, we're using Wanderer's Troop if you're curious. Here's my Farina. I think my Farina could be better, but I just think she's good enough, really. Obviously, we're rocking the Golden Troop artifact set. Comment down below if my Farina needs work, okay? I think she might. Here's my Navia build, which is super nice. Crit rate looks low at first glance, but if we take a look at the artifact set, we're gaining an additional 36% crit rate, so that makes my crit rate actually 77, which is pretty nice. Yeah, Navi is really great. My Ochasi Hunter artifact set. Here's my Mawika. Again, crit rate looks bad at first glance, but we're rocking the Obsidian Codex, which gives me an additional 40% crit rate, making my actual crit rate 74. Okay, those were the characters I'm kind of most proud of, so that's all I'm gonna show. Okay, I'm gonna add an extra bit at the end, just showing off my exploration, because I worked so hard, and most of these areas I had to discover without a compass. So, no, sorry, I discovered with the compass without the interactive map. So it was really difficult to get these 100%ed without the interactive map. And I just know that there's some quests in Sumeru that I haven't done yet, that I haven't figured out how to do. Because I just don't know where the quest giver is. And I know some of those quests will unlock areas that I haven't been to before. But yeah. That's my exploration, just thought I'd show you. Yeah, without further ado, I'm gonna go get some commissions done, and yeah, we're gonna go hit AR60. And by getting commissions done, I mean condensing my resin. Alright guys, the sun is setting, and it's time, okay? I've thought a lot about where I wanted to hit AR60, and I decided on here. I knew I wanted it to be in Mondstadt because Animo is my favorite element, but yeah, let's go ahead and get the frame just right. I wanted Celestia. Where's Celestia? Okay, Celestia is behind the cloud. You could barely see it, but it is there. Okay. I'm kind of just assuming this is gonna get me to AR60, so yeah. This is the legendary moment. It is currently Wednesday, July 9th, 2025. We're about 2 minutes away from 3 p.m. So this is when I'm doing it, okay? Here we go. AR60. Yippee! Let's go. Awesome. So we are AR60 now. So we can go ahead and change this. Alright, so there it is, guys. AR60. What is this, tip? Your adventure rank has reached the maximum. From now on, all adventure XP received will be converted to Mora. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, man. We did it. Okay, I want to thank you guys for watching. This was kind of a bizarre video to make, but yeah. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. I'll see you Starside.